Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep Dawn of Dragons, where I have just done a whole bunch of house cleaning, sold a lot of stuff from our inventory, got our pet back out of the corral and reinsured him, and also gave him a bunch of food to apologize for letting him get murdered. He's pretty happy with us now. I'm not actually sure that his contentment level does anything for his combat ability, but it will definitely matter later if we want to try to get him to breed, which we may do. That might happen. For right now, I think what we want to be doing is working on these rumors. We have job points available to us, and we should get them, because we still need, like, a ton of job points. Where are we at on that? 250, 500, 800... It's like 1,500 more job points to max out our class. And then on top of that, we're going to want class masteries plus weapon masteries. We've got to figure that out. There's a lot of things. A lot of things we have left to do with job points. So I did clean up our bars a little bit as well, try to get the stuff that we're going to use most often on this main bar. And let's go do the thing. Let's go do that rumor. So it says, enter your greatsword through the Dreamcaster and defeat the Poison King. Here's a problem. We have 2 greatswords in our inventory, and I don't know which one it means. So there's no indication here. I guess we'll just enter one of them, and the Greatsword of Toxicity and Acid is definitely a better weapon. So I guess let's go in this one. Starting level 5, final level 7. So this should be pretty fast and easy for us. It is a three floor dungeon. We are not going to put anything in. Well, actually, hold on. Hold on just a second. Let me look at this sword. Maybe we will put something into it, because this might be a weapon we want to actually hold on to. It is a 325 base damage, 2-handed poison sword. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we have a lot of poison weapons in the bank. Let's actually make this good. And then we'll keep it for a future character who wants to use a 2-hander. So I don't think we need... we'll just put a normal Orb of Reverie in there, but we'll put a reasonable amount of gold in. You know, we'll put a ton of gold. We have 20,000 gold and very little to do with it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. Orb of Reverie, guaranteed extra magical trait. It's going to push it up 36 power. It's actually going to be a pretty good weapon by the time we're done with it. And boy, oh boy, do we not need the gold for other stuff. Well, hey, look at that. The stairs. Also, Jeremy the laser drone. A lot of robots are named Jeremy. That's a weird thing, right? I'm going to flask here, because I feel like I should maybe be running around at a higher level of health. And I have no interest in exploring this low-level dungeon. Like, let's just crush these monsters and get out of here. We are actually pretty close to a level up, so I'm trying to... Ooh, wait a second. There's a sparkly on the ground. That was a common ring. Of course it was worth walking out of our way for. Yeah, we're just not going to get enough value out of fighting in here. I would like to just move on. Our pet will deal with these monsters pretty trivially. They're like way below our level. It's weird. That fungal column is kind of in love with us. You know, some people have that effect on fungus. I suppose something has to love me. You know what, actually, while we're standing in the all healing effects are doubled thing, why don't I just put us back to full health with the flask? Alright, remember, some portion of the potions and throwables we pick up in here will be dream versions of that potion or throwable, which means that they're not even actually real items. Yeah, maybe I do want to look around a little bit more on this floor. Oh, he's worthless and he's terrified of us. I would feel bad killing him. Because I think we have seen it be the case that the king we were sent in to defeat by the rumor has not always been on the top floor, right? Maybe? Maybe that's a real thing? We'll just have a little bit more of a look around. Try to reveal the whole map. We won't necessarily scour the place for the guy after that, though. How revealed are we looking? Okay, pretty revealed. I gotta say, I'm very pleased with this hammer. This is a really, really good weapon. This is part of the reason that it's important to just, like, sometimes sock away a useful looking weapon or two, even if it's not necessarily like the highest possible quality, is because sometimes you are just going to suddenly die. It is not always going to be the case that you will expect your death. And you want to have a situation like this. Ranged attacks gain plus 50% damage. That's not very good. So that's the Memory King. I mean, we should put him away, but we don't want to leave the dungeon until we've killed the Poison King as well. Wow, he is really not tough enough for us. Okay, that was a real world mint fat brew. That's cool. A lucky greatsword plus of toxicity and acid. What does the lucky trait do? More gold from monsters. Okay, well that's a shame. That's not terribly useful. We'll step into his weak point. I guess I probably shouldn't stand in that. It always takes their bombs 2 ticks to go off, though, so we can... I'm going to take another point of strength here. And... there we go. You always have enough time to just walk out, unless, I suppose, you were rooted in the bomb. But yeah, enemy bombs take 2 real turns to go off. So remember, you sometimes get free turns. I'm calling that not a real turn. Listen, if I'm not doing it, is it even really happening? Here's negative status effects from monsters. That crystal could go away. I wonder if the guy was maybe actually on the first floor? Or maybe that's him? That's just an overgrown cannon crawdad. Okay, you know what? I could probably have been using my Song of Might this whole time. Also, Highland Charge. We do a pretty okay amount of damage. And none of these guys are special. Yeah, I'm thinking we're maybe not going to find our king here. It is also possible that this is the wrong greatsword. It's probably not worth stressing out about too much, because we might just be in the wrong damn item. I do wish that there was an indication. Probably. Oh, I was going to say probably it's the case that, like, we didn't have both the greatswords when we picked up the rumor, but we did pick this rumor up at the end of the last episode, didn't we? I guess the lesson here, what the lesson here actually is sell your garbage. Alright, I guess let's get out of here. I don't think he's in here. Let's try the other greatsword. On that one, we are absolutely not going to be spending any gold. Show me this guy. Put a normal Orb of Reverie in there. This is going to be even easier. Okay, the enemies are all berserk and stuff. Let's just go find those stairs. God, our pet is a killing machine against enemies who are tremendously weaker than he is. On the other hand, I am apparently somewhat incompetent. All I had to do was kill one guy and I could just barely do it. Ow. Look at that, we got 50% more? We got 50% more XP from that guy. That was 2 whole extra experience points. Alright, my guess is that we're not going to find him on the first level. I am, however, going to loot the very obvious lootables here. You know what would be really cool is if he just, like, jumped right out at us. That is croque de cuisine. Huh. Okay, that's some kind of chef frog. He's aggressively cooking food. See, he's like hurling bread at himself? Crabbit exclaims, "Get me out of here!" Uses Hardy Meat Witch. Yeah, so he just has a bunch of food items and he is constantly eating them. There are a lot of weird frogs in the game. This is a game with a much higher number of weird frogs than most video games have. One of the main things I think about when I think of Tangledeep is all them weird frogs. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kinda hate exploring this floor. Also, I should probably, like... We should probably heal up a small amount. Alright, what do you think? Should we just go up? I think we're gonna break open a couple more pots and stuff here. Boy, everybody's so friendly here. Sometimes you get a floor where, like, 3/4 of the monsters are in love with you for some reason. Sure does make things easier. Alright, so this is another greatsword. It's the same item tier as the last item we were in, but you can see here, floor 3 is trivial rather than very easy, so it's not just the rank of the item that matters. Vermin Esper, huh. These are some real weirdly colored enemies. It's not just that I am not going to die to these enemies. This is embarrassing. Let's shoot him with a Divine Fury. And then let's put my elemental in front of him. Bane Poison. And we're not taking a ton of damage from it. It's definitely annoying. I'm just going to eat some chicken. Some turkey. So yeah, the quality of the item also factors in, which is part of the reason that I was reluctant to go into the axe in the last game, and why I'm a little bit worried about going into our shield in this game. Look at this cowardice. Look at just like non-stop fleeing. Where in the hell is my pet right now? Oh hey, nice of you to join us. This seems like a situation where I might want to start buffing up. We might have a real enemy on our hands. I don't want to verse with challenges because I don't know which one of these guys is the real guy. But I do want to set a firebomb. He's vulnerable to all damage types. Well, that's nice of him. He's also summoning frogs. Okay, let me swap places with you. He does not want to stay in the bomb. Can you imagine an act of cowardice so great? I guess this is a pretty good place for this. So we gotta watch for that effect. Every time we block, our next Smite Evil or Divine Fury becomes empowered, and we definitely want to make use of that. I also definitely want to make use of some other abilities here. I made room for all of our upcoming paladin stuff. I guess actually let's just smite something. Get ourselves a good wrath charge to work with. Alright. This guy being lower health than everybody else implies that he is not the actual enemy. Which, on the one hand, means that attacking him is not a super great use of my time, but on the other hand means that probably he will die quickly if I do attack him. You know what I would really like to do? I'd like to lay a bomb up there somewhere. Let's give it a second. Oh, no, never mind. One of these is the real guy, because that's where the new illusion spawned. So that being the case, we'll shadow step to here. We'll drop a bomb on myself. And then we'll just hope that this dude actually steps into it. So, just gonna smite somebody. And now we have the perfect situation for a Divine Fury, except for the fact that I don't have any energy. That makes this situation slightly less perfect. But man, a cross Divine Fury right on top of us would be awfully good here. Right, I'm just gonna pick one of them to do this thing on. You know, we're not taking a ton of damage here, but I sure am having a hard time getting the job done. Well, we know he's still over here. Alright, I'm gonna eat something that restores all my stats. Yeah, let's have some ice cream. We could use some spell casting resources. And right now we're on the Song of Might. I'm not 100% sure this is right. Maybe we should be on the Song of Endurance instead to get the blocking and parrying and stuff. I think I want to be doing as much damage as possible. Part of the problem we're having here is that they're just like extremely good at parrying, like really frustratingly good at parrying. Alright, well that killed one of them. So that's the real one then. How much does the bomb cost? The bomb is 16 energy, so we'll be able to do it in a second here. Yeah, he's parrying just like absolutely everything. It's really annoying. What is the crescendo cost? The crescendo... Wait, did I take the crescendo? I might have taken the crescendo attack off the bar. I should probably fix that, because this would be a good opportunity for it. Alright, well, in that case, I'm gonna smite you. You were not the guy. Also, my pet got killed, but we did finally get through this thing. That's a shame. It's a shame that we're having to pay his insurance over and over again. Alright, let's have a look around for this this Poison King before we go. Oh wow, never seen that before. A tum-tum frog. Huh. Well, let's smite you. I think it's also eating. We're getting some good shield mastery stuns here. Remember, we also stun the enemies every time we crit because of the fact that we're wielding a hammer. So we have a pretty decent amount of CC, actually. How do I get down there? Okay, looks like we could travel up a little bit and then southwest. I'm starting to wonder if this enemy exists at all. Alright, is there anywhere left on this floor? Yeah, okay. There's actually a lot of floor left. I gotta say, I was surprised at how difficult that boss was, given the fact that this floor is trivial and everything. So there is a platform over there. Is there actually not a way to get to it? Well, I suppose if we just get a little closer so we can... I was hoping our vision would expand over it. Oh, no, I am not allowed to shadow step. That's maybe not actually a platform. So this rumor seems to be broken. We are definitely not being given a chance to fight a Poison King. I guess we could be more thorough on this floor. Miss my water elemental, though. So he has dropped our attack, but he has not stopped me from smashing into him with my very heavy armor over and over again. Sometimes the best offense is defense-based, which is good, because the best defense is a good offense, so, you know, you get into a nice positive feedback loop there, where your offense and your defense are both just constantly getting better. And nope, no enemy. We could try being a little bit more thorough here on the first floor, I suppose. And I mean, there's gold to be earned and stuff, so I suppose that's fine. But yeah, I'm bummed out about the fact that it seems like we're just not going to get these job points. I mean, there's also a skill orb on the line, which would have been nice to have. It is the skill orb for the gambler skill, so it's not like a huge deal if we don't get it. Boy, being blinded really sucks. Okay, we've been pretty thorough here. Let's just get out of here. Enemies that summon are always more dangerous. And that guy was not just an enemy that summons. He was a summoner and an illusionist. So he was creating two different kinds of constant summons. Alright, let's reinsure this pet. How dare you? How dare you get dead? And I guess we'll just abandon the rumor. It seems like it might not actually be doable. Let's store our great big fancy lucky greatsword. And then maybe this would be a good time to try out another Wanderer's Dream. Pulverized Ember Spirit. Finishing blow with physical It's not actually easy to do, and the quiver there is not even very good. Skip that. This is interesting. A chicken pot pie loving river spirit in Ancient Ruins 12. Do I have a chicken pot pie? I probably do. Yeah, okay. Alright. Ancient Ruins 12. So we want to... I guess first we want to check you guys out. And then we want to just warp up to the branch, right? I think that's all I'm going to buy from you. You had to do this in 188 steps or fewer. So, huh. Did I not actually go up to the branch? Oh no, it's just they're not listed in floor order. Alright, I've already forgotten which side we were supposed to go on. Also, I suppose we should learn some abilities while we're here. What would be the next most useful? I do like charges, but actually Blessed Hammer. Probably a thing we should pick up. This is another... So it throws out the hammer in a straight line, and then the hammer comes back. It can hit people twice, and it does okay damage. It's totally fine. And then also Shield Slam. Yeah. Stuns an enemy, knocks them back, gives us bonus block chance for a while. Right, I forgot the thing I was going into the menu for, though. So we want to go to Ancient Ruins 12 with our chicken pot pie. Oh, except Ancient Ruins is up. Right, 12 is... Well, I'm a dummy. Hold on a second. Are we spending steps here? 73 taken? Yeah, so actually, the best thing to do at this point would probably be to go back and just walk the branch again, so that we don't have to walk across that large room. I don't know why I was thinking that the branch was after 12. Alright, the Ancient Ruins. This one? Yes. This guy being... Something about this guy being named Peebus makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why. Hey man, what's your deal? Me? I like back scratchers, and I like having my back scratched. I have a lot of back scratchers. That's me. Okay, I'll scratch you, stranger. Feels like the sort of thing you shouldn't do to a person you just met. I don't know, man. I'm uncomfortable. Let's just go ahead and cook something. I don't think we need to take a refill here. Okay, let's hope that we can find this Tangledeep curry-loving monster in a real hurry here. So what am I looking for? I mean, it'll have the symbol over its head as well. It's a river spirit. It's in Stonehewn Halls. This is the wrong... Nope, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a river spirit in here. Ancient Ruins 12. Loves pot pies. Okay. This is rated as a tricky floor, so we gotta be a little careful. I do wish that he hadn't gone over there, because it's like not a situation I want to walk over and get involved in. It's the wrong kind of river spirit, but I thought I saw a river spirit. Aha! I knew I saw one run into the shadows. This is a pretty good payout for what is not actually a very difficult mission. Yeah, look at that. Alright, Cloak and Dagger is a skill that we are actually using, like, all the time. So what does that skill orb do? Now moves through and strikes 2 targets. Okay, pretty good, actually. Let's go save our pet. He's getting into trouble without me. Getting into the kind of trouble where neither he nor the enemy will ever die. You know what? I have some lightning for you. Does Smite do... I mean, Divine Fury is definitely a lightning attack. I was kind of hoping that was going to have a bigger effect there. Then we have an Ultra Guardian Lurker. My pet is remarkably not strong against fire. I'll tell you what I really would like to do is teleport behind him. It's going to be kind of awkward. We're going to have to just walk through the fire if we want to go after him. Let's move away instead. Kind of hoping to get my pet to warp over here with me. Alright, well, if we get far enough away, he does teleport to us. I'm a little concerned that he is going to, he's going to explode here, so we'll eat something real quick to give him an immediate burst of health. And nope, pet rescued. Cool. Cool, great. This thing shoots lightning, so he is up. He got hit by a big attack that he was actually vulnerable to. Okay, this seems like an alright time to start singing a song. And then we're going to cloak and dagger this guy so that I'm not in the fire anymore. And then we're going to get hit by lightning in a second here. I don't think I want to back off. I think I'm just going to absorb it. Because if we move out, then he's got the range on us, and we'd have to just move back in. Space he's in is still on fire. Okay, he followed me. That's not really what I was expecting to happen. Yeah, so as you can see, even a reasonably leveled self-healing pet still just dies all the time. Be a real bummer. It can also be a total lifesaver, but it can be a real bummer. Alright, I don't really want to fight a summoned fungal toad at the same time, so I think I might just shadow step back to the other side of him here. Okay. Definitely not opening any more Pandora's boxes. I think we've maybe done too much of that already. Well, at this point, I wonder... It probably makes sense to go back and complete that other rumor, but I'm gonna explore this whole floor first. As long as we're here, right? Did I see... No, I did not see a sparkle. It was just a little tiny bit of green on the ground. Also, I should probably eat something. This is not the right menu button for this. So yeah, we definitely need to keep toughening up. That's an annoying amount of fire. We'll just shadow step out of that. Movement abilities are really important, even if your class doesn't have any stuff that cares about movement abilities, which is part of the reason that I prioritize them so highly. We didn't take the Paladin charge yet. The Paladin charge lets you move through people. Would have been really nice here. Well, we'll cloak and dagger this guy, and then we'll just step out of the fire then. Why don't we start with a smite on you? Ow, that was actually really hard. A banisher and a cheerleader. Okay, the cheerleader thing doesn't matter too much. The banisher means that he's going to sometimes just push us away, which, as you might imagine, is pretty annoying. Yep, like that. Alright, good. He'll just sit on top of this. Let's smite him one. Get ourselves a wrath charge that we can use to do stuff later. Wrath hangs out for 122 turns, so we don't have to use it right now. But actually, a shield slam at this moment is probably not a bad idea. He can't be knocked back, so this will just stun him in place. And then smash him up real good. Given that we have things that increase, a couple of different things that increase our parry chance, I'm wondering if maybe our optimal weapon type is a sword. If we find a good, strong base type sword, like a tier 5 sword or something, even if it doesn't have good traits on it... Oh, hey, that's the stairs to the frog bog. I don't know if I want to go to the frog bog. That sounds like a nightmare, frankly. As long as it has a good base weapon power, we can just use the dream machine to build the weapon we're looking for, so it's not like we necessarily have to get lucky and find a perfectly crafted sword already. We'll keep an eye out. But a one-handed sword and a shield gives you an awful lot of chance to parry and an awful lot of good free damage when you do successfully parry. Alright, I will remember to click on the snack bag. Yeah, as you can see, if you just climb the dungeon, if you don't do any side stuff and you just climb the dungeon, you do not level up as fast as the difficulty of the dungeon does. So it is important to go out and do side stuff, to do dream machines and visit the Wanderer's stories and stuff, and we're definitely going to do a little bit more of that in a second. Okay, you're very annoying. Right, my primary weapon does fire damage. Maybe we should try to apply some other kinds of effects here. Okay, Smite does do lightnings. That's a good way of getting around a little bit of fire resistance. We do accumulate food very, very quickly, so I don't have to be too nervous about using food, although I do want to be careful with certain kinds of food. Stuff like the makizushi, which we should probably make more of. I'll say this, though. When we, if we do indeed switch to a sword, I will miss getting stuns on our crits. So that combined with everything else means we are stunning people all the time. Okay, I do not much care for a guy having cheerleader when there is an enemy to actually cheerlead. That's a problem for us. Shadow Step. I'm going to try to kill the shadow guy, or the fire guy first really quickly here. I'm going to step out of the fire. We're going to give ourselves... Oh, this is... You can't rotate this. I was expecting to be able to rotate this into an X shape. Well, I really do think it's more important to kill the cheerleadable enemy. Smash you. Okay. I mean, the combat here is not exactly difficult, but it is definitely doing a lot more damage to us. There's another champion. Well, I suppose we ought to fight him. Keep doing that. I just want my snack bag. Alright. What is your deal? You are a puller. That's it. Okay. Immune to fire, very resistant to lightning and shadow. That's pretty awkward, actually. I might just leave. I'm gonna set off the escape portal, and we're just gonna get out of here. Cloak and dagger through you. I've been rooted. There you go, we can do some shadow damage. Boy, this could stop happening. You ever get that feeling that you're just like perpetually on fire? Okay. Yeah, that sucked. Let's go get our water elemental back. We might need to do some slightly easier content so that we can keep leveling him up. Your pets do level up more slowly than you do, so if your pet is your level or lower, you're just going to keep seeing the gap between it and the monsters grow. We shouldn't have any new rumors, probably. Discover Katie's Enclave. But I don't want to discover... Fine. You know what, we'll do it just to get that out of the pool, and then I think maybe this would be a good time to go and try a Wanderer's Dream. We have a broad swath of abilities now. Let's pick up the charge. I probably want that charge. And then Radiant Aura. Each time you block, restore health, but it costs energy. Yeah, sure. So we're very, very close. Actually, did that... Was it Cedar... It was Riverstone Waterway 5. Okay. Making sure I know for when we come down from the branch. I did, by the way, look up what the side area is that you get the armor mastery in. It's called Elemental Lair, so we're going to want to watch for that. Did I really just miss a staircase? There's one over there. That is, in fact, the correct staircase. I just didn't go up it for some reason. I was probably very distracted, you know. Are you seriously attacking me right now? What are you thinking? You would imagine that the monsters would just run for their lives. Okay, and this is just like sell unequipped gear common. Yeah, let's get rid of all that stuff. And this is just another instance of Katie. Like very, very much the same inventory and everything. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to town. Another thing we should look at really quickly is the casino does say that it's restocked, so let's check out what they have. A chef's knife. It's a dagger, so it has the normal dagger traits, plus 40% physical damage dealt while you are full. That's actually really interesting. Yo, this is a great weapon! It's also 150 tokens, which we are nowhere near. Yeah, that's really good. Here we have a royal shield. So, okay, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. Every item has an item rank. You see this item rank is 11, whereas our Aegis of Eyes is a item rank 3. That affects the base stats and how good the weapon is. Like, you can never improve the item rank of a weapon. When you add traits to it through the Dream Machine, you'll increase its numbers by a percentage of their base values. That just means that when you start with a higher level item, you get an even better thing out on the other side. But, of course, a higher ranked item is more difficult to survive inside of. Rank 11 Primal Fang, rank 9 One-Handed Axe, rank 10 Armor. Yeah, man, everything here is like very, very expensive. We have like 90, I think, 90 tokens. We could gamble a little bit. And it's not as bad as gambling in the real world. Like, the odds that you will get where you're going are pretty decent. It's just costs money. The chef's knife is amazing, but it's probably too expensive. Too expensive for us to even go and gamble our way up to. So back to town, we're just gonna check in on the casino periodically. Alright, tell me a story, man. Each story is a journey unto itself. Once we begin, you may not return to this world until the journey is complete. For what good is a tale without true immersion? For some stories you will bring no material possessions or skills. Each has its own rewards should you succeed, but victory will not come easy, and every story is different. We did Mountain's Revenge, right? So I guess we should do a different one. Let's try Goldfrog's Grand Grotto? Floors 15. Difficulty average. On defeat, lose all progress from the dungeon, but on victory, keep all gold and at least one relic. Monsters don't drop items or gear. Shopkeepers on every floor. That's interesting. You know what? Maybe we should not start one of these 40 minutes into an episode. We'll do one of these for next episode, actually. Hold on. Right now, let's just stay focused. So, hold on. One thing I do want to see is, what does it look like if we go inside our current shield? If I were to Dreamcast my current shield, what level are we looking at? Very, very easy. The thing is, I don't know if I want to put any traits on this shield because I think we might replace it. Like, as much as it's cool to have a purple shield, it is a low rank. I'm kind of just hoping that we'll see something in the casino that will be more compelling. So maybe what we do want to do is just climb the dungeon for right now. We need to earn a little bit more JP. Yeah, I think I do just want to keep climbing the dungeon. We're just going to have to be a little bit more careful with our pet. He can do damage to this thing. And we can do some damage. Like, Shadow Step will totally work. The Shadow Bleed is good. What I need is another melee weapon that has a different damage type on it for precisely this situation. So he's very resistant to lightning. What is that? Like, what other options do we have for dealing non-lightning, non-fire damage? I think Shield Slam does physical damage? Yeah, okay. Shield Slam always does physical. That's good for us. He's gonna get blasted by the Water Spirit here. Let's just put up the Song of Endurance. Try to make sure that I survive. Yeah, our Water Spirit's totally gonna just finish him off. I mean, I'll hit him. May as well hit him. Alright, buddy, you gotta get out of the fire. Nope, he's just gonna stand in a fire. Part of the reason that pets die a lot is that they do not have the good sense to get the hell out of the thing. Alright, well, let's go do Frog Bog. I'm glad that I looked at the combat log when we stepped on the stairs, because I would not have noticed the entrance otherwise. Oh, hi there. Did you come here to observe the frogs too? Aren't they magnificent? I'm studying all kinds of creatures, but this place is just amazing. I could spend all day around animals. Well, why are you studying these incredibly dangerous monsters? Well, monsters are much smarter than most people think. They don't have to be dangerous. Jesse from Riverstone taught me that back when I worked at the corral. I left town to study monster intelligence out here in the wilds, and I've got an idea I want to put to the test. Oh, you want to know about my theory? Sorry, I misheard you. That's a weird, some real, low-rent vaudeville kind of humor there. My idea is that monster pets are smart enough to learn brand new techniques I've invented. I want to try it out with a bog frog, since there are so many around here. Could you get a pet bog frog and come see me again? That's... alright. Alright, fine. Are these guys pretty capturable? Okay, they probably won't die in, a single hit. We do only have the 15% capture range, and we have a river spirit who is eagerly committing frog murder, so we gotta be a little bit cautious. It is gonna be tough for us to get them down to a reasonable level. Oh my god, annoying. What is the range on my paladin charge? Okay, extremely little. Shadow Step is probably not going to be too good against him. You know what, he's Shadow Grasp, but it doesn't seem to have given him any additional shadow resistance. He just has the normal amount. Alright, let's get rid of you, and then try desperately to get one of these things down to capture range. Okay, that'll work. So remember, as soon as we bonk it on the head, it's considered to be a thing that is on my team, which means my pet can no longer kill it, but other enemies totally can. So let's try to keep them from being able to do stuff. Shield Slam. Alright. Let's pick stuff up while we wait for the portal to work. Oh no, my chicken! Alright, let's go ahead and throw you in the corral and then swap you in. I also did chop down another tree and replace it with... this is the test frog, obviously. I did chop down another tree and replace it with the blue version of itself, because we got some more blue quality seeds at some point. I would like to pull this bog frog out, and we're not going to bother insuring it or anything. Oh, sorry, I can't just pull it out. We got to feed it first. I should probably check. What would it take for me to buddy up with that one? He's got to be level 3. Okay. Level 3 can happen. Kinda wish it would put new pets at the top. Alright, what do you like? Do you like Monster Chow? Okay, he went absolutely wild for it. It's a shame we don't have more. It gave him a whole level of happiness by itself. Looking for something that he likes. Okay, he likes fat pumpkins, and we have very little use for them. Alright, that'll do. Not going to bother leveling him up anymore, since we'll probably never use him again after this. Alright, let's see what this trick was. Normally, you'd have to put in some of your own JP as well, but I don't think I'll need it this time. Yes, please teach my pet. Now your buddy Test Frog knows a new technique. I knew it would work. I'd love to work with more pets in Riverstone, so I'm gonna head back there. Come find me if you want to train your critter pals further, okay? Do I have, an indication of... Okay, he learned counterattack. So... Okay, we do get to see what his skills are. He's... Oh, you know what? It's not that you insure the pet, it's that you buy insurance, and then that insurance applies to whatever pet you have with you. Well, let's, I gotta stop walking in the mud. Let's go ahead and finish this area off. May as well grab the job points for completion. We got another Shadow Grasp frog who is a little bit resistant to absolutely everything. This is a remarkably common trait lately. Please don't do that. Okay, 87 job points. Easy. Also, a bunch of garbage. Well, you know, worst case scenario, it's all money. I'm sure Katie Twinkles will be happy to have it. I do have a question about like how the economy of this place works. What is Katie Twinkles doing with all the stuff that I sell her in order for it to be lucrative for her to just buy literally everything that I bring? It's a weird thing, right? Where does all this gear go? Where does all of her gold come from? She's running some kind of black market arms smuggling ring on the side. Okay, so let's swap back to my favorite river spirit. Okay, please teach my pet. Monsters are more likely to attack your... Ooh, wow, these are expensive. Well, I do like, say, counterattack. That seems cool. Or desperate strike. But I do not like spending that number of job points, which is frankly just bananas. Alright, so we buy Heavy Guard, and now we also know Sanctuary. Uses Divine Energy to reduce all damage to 1 for a brief time. Attacking or using an ability will break the effect. Cancels existing escape portal when used, so there's no bubble hearthing. But it's still obviously very powerful. So we gotta find some room on our bar here. I do want to have Sanctuary. I honestly don't know how much I want Heavy Guard. I guess 20% extra block chance, but it cuts your crit chance in half. What is my crit chance right now? 6. Okay, so that's a pretty minor cost for a thing that's actually pretty good. Especially since we have this this passive that blocking an attack is also generating some offense. Yeah, man, I don't know what we want to pull off our bar, but I definitely want to have that. You know, we probably don't need Verse of the Elements. Means the only verse that we know is challenges, but honestly, I think that's the most useful one by a pretty huge margin. Yeah, I think this is okay. We learned too many abilities from our first class. I was not counting how many spaces we were going to have on our bar. Okay, well that's another thing we could cash job points in on. It turns out there are an awful lot of ways to spend those things, far more than there are to actually gain them. So I think we're not going to be able to do everything on any run. We need 427 job points before we can take advantage of his training. So let's just go back into the dungeon and get him. Ooh, they restocked the casino again. We should check every single time we see that. Alright, what have we this time? The Dusk Reaver. A 347 damage one-handed sword. 15% chance to drain health with attacks, lose 7 stamina and energy but get some healing, a 25% chance to attack with shadow knives, and 110 bonus health. That's definitely interesting. I would prefer that it have an element on it so that we could buff its damage with a ring, but honestly, that's still pretty good. Blizzard Wrap here reduces CT of adjacent enemies. That's interesting. I didn't realize that enemies even had CT. Chance to blind monsters that attack you if you put the set together. I believe if you're wearing a piece of a set, it makes the other pieces far more likely to appear. But on the whole, I don't think that's a great piece of armor by itself. And here we have the Crystal Impaler. This is a set that is designed for the class that we haven't yet unlocked. That runic crystal thing that it's talking about in the set bonus is an ability from that class. I don't think we want this. I'm considering trying to put together 150 tokens. I could gamble off screen a bit. Thing is, like 347, it's not actually that much better than our current weapon. It's better. Don't get me wrong. Oh no, hold on. This is two-handed. What am I? I'm just like looking right past. Because it has the shadow resistance on the same line, I was just thinking, oh, you know, it does. That's something that it does with resistances. But no, we don't want this. What else do we have here? A poison-attuned prismatic quickening master codex. Man, that's pretty good. Look at that, 30% bonus poison damage. Plus another 9% to all elemental damage. For a poison casting character, this thing would be bananas. I don't know if you can even do that, really. That's a two-handed sword. Yeah, we need like a really high rank. We need a really high rank one-handed weapon. All right. Well, that's a bust. We'll come back. We will continue to come back. So we can just go to the fast travel menu here, and the other shops don't really have stuff that's as interesting. So let's just go back to the branching vista, and we have a rumor in the other direction, right? Yep, find the Tangledeep curry-loving river spirit. Also, I'm just going to drop this because it seems like we can't actually do it. All right, we got to give somebody some Tangledeep curry up here. I come from a family of farmers, been growing things since my great-grandfroggy's days. A buddy of mine, stingiest merchant you ever saw, once told me that money don't grow on trees. Well, these webbed hands of mine are meant for growing things, so I took him up on that challenge. I started planting every seed I could find. One day, I finally did it. It must have been the last bunch of odd seeds I found, but the sapling bears real gemstones. I ain't a young frog anymore, though, so all I can do now is leave the fruits of my labor to my children, and hope they continue to grow wondrous things for years to come. I want to believe that that frog is not related to Langdon directly. It's just that all people in Tangledeep who like to farm get turned into frogs by the flow, because the flow thinks that frog is the most farm-like animal. You know, it's a mysterious magical force. Its feelings don't have to make sense. Boy, this was not worth the damage. Whatever, we're committed at this point. Let's just eat a chicken and keep moving. All of a sudden, I feel like a winner. It's weird how not aggressive the bandits are. I do like this thing, where enemies that literally cannot harm our river spirit are so distracted by it that they would never think of attacking me. That works out really well for us, actually. Alright, that's Stone-Hewn Halls, the next level. Let's keep looking around. I would really like to find the elemental lair if we could. Oh, it looks like there's more secret area back there. This seems actually like a pretty good time to set up a bomb. A great big bomb. And then, I guess we also have a pretty decent Divine Fury here. Bunch of lightning damage on the River Spirit. Apparently I missed. Oh, that's right. It only fires one bolt unless you have multiple Wrath charges. It doesn't actually hit multiple things in the area necessarily. Okay, maybe this was unwise. Perhaps I overcommitted. Let's put up Radiant Aura for a moment here. We'll just try to recover some stuff on block. And actually, since we're doing that, it seems like a Song of Endurance kind of moment. And I think this is the most dangerous enemy here. Actually, sorry, we can Shadow Step one space over and do a ton of damage. I would like to get rid of this dude. I guess I should be hitting him with things that are not my basic melee attack. Okay, which defense do we need more at this point? I think I'm going to take Discipline. We have a Blinking Illusionist Ice Damage guy. He is vulnerable to everything but fire. Well, my weapon is primarily fire, so we're just going to have to get a little fancy here. Our song has worn off. Do I want to sing Might? Probably not. Since our basic attack is pretty bad against these guys, let's do the defensive one instead. And then we'll Cloak and Dagger. We'll Divine Fury. Man, Divine Fury really does a lot of damage. We can throw the Blessed Hammer. So it goes out and then it comes back. If I put it right here, how far does it actually... I don't actually know how far it travels. Well, it's going to go at least a couple of spaces. Man, I wish the cooldown on Divine Fury wasn't so incredibly long. I'm also hoping that this guy turns out to be the real enemy so that the hammer will just kill him. I guess Shield Slam does physical damage. And then... yeah, I'm a little bit out of ability to deal damage directly here, so if you could step up maybe. We'll Shadow Step, that'll do something. This is tough. It's definitely tough. I'm assuming the one with the daggers is the real guy. Right, I think that's a pretty reasonable guess. I am running out of resources. Yeah, it's tough when you don't kill anything for a little while. There's no orbs being dropped. We do some damage with our melee attack, because remember it does shadow damage on the back end. So I guess doing that is better than nothing, but it's only a little bit better than nothing. Captain Chance the Knife. I think I'm just gonna stand here and keep fighting, so I'm gonna... never mind. Never mind, can't afford stuff. Can't afford to do things. Well, he's still alive, huh? Well, I have enough to cloak and dagger, which will get me out of the way of the blades for a moment. And then that gave me back some energy, which we could use to Shadow Step, I suppose. So Ember Spirit has taken no damage at all. Actually, I should probably just work this guy over. Making sure to keep an eye on my pet's health. He should be winning this fight. He's having a hell of a time actually dealing any damage, it looks like. Oh, I can help a little bit. There we go. Yeah, part of the problem was he was being blinded repeatedly by a brigand from behind him. Which is like an extremely annoying thing to have happen. Sorry, everything's fine. There are a lot of enemies in this part of the dungeon that make it really annoying to engage in physical combat. Okay, we found him. That took a while. I believe I carried with me a single Tangledeep curry for exactly this moment. Uh-oh. Alright, hold on. We'll be right back. Don't you go in there and hurt him. Apparently I forgot to make a curry. I'm gonna combine carrot with carrot. We should probably do some actual cooking at some point. I hope you like carrots. I'm certain that I made a curry. I wonder if, when I sold all of my, I wonder if when you do a sell all my common garbage, it also sells curries because they're not actually useful. Okay, we've been remarkably thorough, I think. Actually, it looks like we still missed an area. Yeah, I don't remember what floor the elemental layer tends to appear on, which is part of the reason that I'm being so thorough here. I would really like to find it if we can. Because we are all the way committed to heavy armor, right? We know for a fact we're going to be using heavy armor for the rest of the game to take advantage of our movement ability thing. So why not pick up all the bonuses we can to a thing we already know we'll be doing? That's just like the core of becoming powerful in games, right? Find the thing you already want to do and just get real good at it. Okay, well that was a little bit of a bust. Let's move up to the next floor, and then... Oh, we did not actually advance time. I want to get to a new day and then go back to town and check for new rumors. I guess we could just go back and check for new rumors now, because I don't know if we have checked for them today. I'm not keeping super good track of the passage of time. Side area has a terrifying boss snake in it. Well, I'm too rooted to do the thing I'm trying to do here. How about I shadow step away from you so that I have some time to heal? Okay, so that side vest got me bitten by a huge snake several times, and then I found a studded vest on the ground. A lot of folks look down on chili peppers since you can't eat them raw, but they make some fine meals. So chili pepper, chocolate or java beans makes mole, fish or meat, grain, and chili pepper makes spicy tacos. I don't think that either of those recipes are great, so I'm not super wild about the thing we just found there. I mean, it's fine. I don't know if you can learn all of the recipes in the game that way. It might be that there are journal pages or NPCs for absolutely everything. I kind of hope so. But also we can just experiment a little bit. And in particular with things where I know that a type of food exists, we can often deduce what it might be made out of. The recipes are usually pretty reasonable, pretty sensible. Okay, acidified and toxic. I'd really love it. Okay, yeah, if there was not an enemy right here. So you are physical resistant, very resistant to most other things. You are not resistant to lightning. Hey, that was pretty effective. Sandor the fox smells Kasumi's blood. That's super weird. It's super weird for it to be true, and then it's even weirder for me to realize that it happened. Okay, equally resistant to everything. Well, let's give him a smite. Oh, I still have Radiant Aura up. I should probably turn that off. I don't think we actually need it anymore. And it's just burning energy. He's pretty tough. I guess we could drop a firebomb on him. Yeah, the firebomb is really a significant amount of damage. It's a nice thing. This secret area is literally just an empty storeroom. But they did put some rocks in front of it, and that makes it a secret. I don't think we're going to bother buying any of that. You know, if you just call every room in your dungeon a secret, you're really devaluing the term. Also, it's probably very confusing to live and work on this floor of the dungeon. Because you'll hear in the morning, hey, management wants to have a meeting at 3 o'clock in the secret room, and you're kind of spaced out. You just got to work. You haven't yet had your caffeine, and so you're like, okay, yeah. And then later in the day, you're like, oh God, wait, which secret room? Which secret room could it be? And at this point, it's too late to ask. That's going to be awkward. Hey, yeah, Jerry, you know that thing you told me earlier that I agreed to as though I heard you? Well, it turns out I didn't hear you because I'm a complete idiot. Who wants to have that interaction? So then around 2:45, you just start walking around the dungeon at random, being like, okay, are there people gathering in this room? Are there people gathering in that room? It's just what it is an entire mess. It's a one whole mess. Alright, explosive steel toe hurricane. So one thing that wraiths do is they make it so that you can't damage other enemies. So if we're going to try to kill this guy, we got to try to kill him right the hell now. I don't think he's actually that dangerous. I think we can probably just ignore him. Let's just go straight for this dude. So I'm going to drop a firebomb. You know what? I'm going to drop... If we drop it right here, I can't guarantee that he'll actually come forward. Yeah, I'll put it here. Okay, the Wraith gave my pet the no damaging other people debuff, so it turns out we could just burn this guy down real fast if we wanted. Yeah, wow, really fast, actually. Firebomb does good work. We do have a Wrath charge, so let's double Divine Fury. Right, does it hit one person twice? 142 damage. Here's the Divine Fury. Okay, yes, it does. If you get 2 bolts, you can hit the same person twice with them. Hey, I don't want to be here. Let's be over there. Nope, never mind. There is no escape from the bomb. Can I shadow step into the corner? Aha! My poor pet. I do wish that when you killed a monster that had spawned a bunch of garbage like that, it also made all the garbage go away. Alright, we may as well do the Kraken Mine since we're here. It's another source of job points. We should really get to, we don't gotta talk to anybody. We know what the deal is here. We should really get to our first class emblem as quickly as possible, because there really is, like, it's just free stats, right? Even if the effects weren't good, even if you never got any use out of them, it's just really nice to have those free points of stats. And it turns out this area is trivial. Sometimes the difficulty scaling in the dungeon doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Apparently we did not have any Knight's Shovels before. Okay, so what have we here? Is only normally resistant to fire. I think we'll go Song of Might. Step out of the acid, and then just start setting up trouble. We'll Shadow Step to here. Get the Shadow Step plus the heavy armor damage, and then we'll Cloak and Dagger him. Since we're blind, we're reliant on abilities for a minute. Oh, he died. I was gonna do a thing. I was really prepared to keep fighting. Yeah, we're not gonna bother clearing the bottom floor. A nugget of pure gold, which, as you might imagine, sells pretty well. I don't think it's really good for anything else. And we could run around here and get XP, but the job points is what we're really after. Okay, that's right. You don't get anything else. Okay, how are we doing on job points then? 872. Hey, that's enough. So let's go back and do the level 1 class trial, and then we'll call the episode there. Sorry, let's go back and get some new rumors. Light the box of mince-loving lava viper is a real sentence that sometimes you are told in this game. We could get a candle skull of traps, loyalty, and warmth. Yeah, sure. I'll do this. Why not? I guess we're doing that and then the job thing. A shark tooth cleaver has... I don't want to do that. Give a brine-loving fish... Ooh, okay. Elemental Lair is in Ancient Ruins 13. That's good information. Also, we can get 2,000 gold for a fish. I'll take it. I guess let's just really quickly go in here. I should make sure that we have a box of mints, because I don't know that for certain. Okay, we have tons. Tons of mints. So many of them. Right, it was on floor 1, right? So we just got to do this without using our flask. It'd be easier to do it without using our flask if I would stop walking in the lava. Alright, let's just get a little closer here and then Shadow Step him. Don't do this. This is very annoying. Yeah, what the hell. It's only 1 foot in a bunch of lava. It's not like that could possibly really hurt me. I've done it again. They put this nice button in the game explicitly so that you would not have to dig through your inventory looking for the things you can actually eat. And time again, I spit on their contribution by completely forgetting that it's there because my brain has a hole in it. All of the information just goes pouring out. That's just a phrase. This is a phrase I heard somewhere. People say that their brain has a hole in it to, you know, get across the idea of forgetfulness. But also, it's entirely possible my brain has a hole in it. I might have talked about this before. My family has a... my mom uses the phrase neurological cluster. My family has neurological stuff. We have brain oddities. And my mom actually does have a hole in her brain. Which she discovered on a scan some years ago. Who knows? Maybe hole in the brain is a passed down trait. I'm just going to throw these mints on the floor right here and we'll see if he notices. Because I don't want to have to walk through the lava to do this. I'm going to drop a single box of mints. No, I think it's too far away. He can't... Oh no, he just walked over. He was probably on the way to get them, and now he thinks I've tricked him. I was playing a cruel prank. I would never do that. I would not catfish a lava viper. Alright, job points. Who doesn't love job points? Let's go do our first job trial, and then we will end the episode. I want to face a job trial. Sorry, I have to... That's right. You will handle my pet, but I must manually handle my passives, which gives me a chance of forgetting to re-equip them. Oh. Yeah, enter job trial without pet, obviously. Obviously, do it the way I'm allowed to do it. Okay. Destroy the crystals. Careful with your consumables and whatnot. So, let's go ahead and... we have to rely on our paladin abilities a little bit more. I think I might just leave Radiant Aura up all the time in here. What am I doing? I don't need to fight these guys. They can play with my pet. God, I love summon bone crabs. Bone crab arbor is just, it's the best thing. It's like, even if the bone crabs didn't do damage, the fact that they take attacks for you is so meaningful, but also, they do pretty good damage, actually. Hold on, if we stand here, I can do the weak little paladin charge across there. So yeah, if you've ever wondered to yourself while watching one of these videos, why is SB like that? What is it that causes him to be the way that he is? That's what it is. There's crazy in my blood. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's fine, really. Where the hell are all the job crystals? We should try to catch a block happening, because I don't actually know how much you get healed for. Aha! Okay, well that's good information. Sometimes more than one crystal can be in one quadrant. This is an annoying thing I don't want to have to deal with. Why don't you go away? Let's fight you real quick. And we are tough as hell. We're not doing as much, like, terrifying bursty damage as we were doing with the last character. But good lord, we are tough. We're taking way less damage. Do I want to fight Scourge the Mottled Sandjaw? I mean, I guess I can. So we'll shield... No, we will not shield slam him. I have no stamina. And we may as well just turn on our fake healing flask, because we're about to never use this particular flask again. Well, that's inconvenient. We're just gonna get hit here. Oh, sweet stamina. Okay, you know what? If he wants to run off and fight the bone crab, I'm just gonna let him do that. Well, that's annoying. We're actually going to have to go to all four corners of the dungeon. Nope, never mind. I found it. Okay, so... Smite Evil, Blessed Hammer, and Divine Fury deal plus 15% damage, or Damaging Paladin skills grant plus 25% chance to block. Those are both really compelling, actually. Here's the thing. The Damaging Paladin skills have kind of a long cooldown, so we're not going to get the block bonus all that often. I kind of want to take the bonus damage. I mean, I guess by the same token, we're not going to get this damage all that often. Yeah, I'm going to take the bonus block chance, because the block chance empowers our next attack anyway. Like, this is extra offense, and it plays better into the theme of the character that we're building, the very, very defensive theme. Also, apparently, hold on, I'm going to remember to turn my stuff back on, and also apparently I have to go get my pet back out of the corral manually. What an annoying thing. Okay. I also tried giving him a bath, and it did increase his beauty, but only by a little bit. Like, I paid 2,000 gold for a bath and styling, and it raised his ugliness by like 8 points. Sorry, it raised his beauty by 8 points. We were not trying to increase his ugliness. We did make time pass, so I'm just gonna really quickly do some of this and check on the casino. We'll see if the casino has new stuff in it. I'll take a tent. Spirit-linked banded mail of treasures. 10% chance to restore energy when hit. That's interesting. Our split mail of bone crabs is definitely, it's a little bit out of date. And we do have an orb of bone crabs, so maybe what we should do is try to find ourselves a higher level armor and build a new bone crab armor. That might be a good goal for next time as well. I mean, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that dream, that story. So maybe we'll get something cool from that. Okay, the casino does say it's restocked since we were last there. Let's have a look. A greedy, opulent, primal fang of treasures. That's pretty cool. A grim titanium sledge of dragons. This is a dragon limit. Fills up 5% faster, deals plus 10% damage. What does that mean? I mean, it's a higher item rank, so it does have a higher base power. And then, if we could get like flames out, you can see on our existing hammer that flames trait is adding 45 power. Like, we could probably make this work. This is a 90 token item. It's certainly worth thinking about. And then we could potentially get hammer training. I don't know. I'll consider it. I think this is probably a good place to call it, because if we don't do it right now, I'm gonna one more thing myself into a 2-hour episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun back in Tangledeep. I just think this game is super great. I hope you guys are having as much fun watching. Come back next time on Monday for decision making and maybe a real weird story. And we'll see you then.